Bow, 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 bow. PWT podcast back with another motherfucking episode. Phil here, yeah. Hairline here.
Like Raquel.
Yeah, we're top pod boys. We're back like Raquel. And yeah, man, we're gonna.
No. What if, I thought it was fucking like Pod Gang or whatever. Bang Bang Gang.
Bang Bang Gang. Yeah, Pod Gang. Yeah, I don't know. Either way.
We had a new one.
Yeah, either way, it's Phil and Hairline, and we're motherfucking back. And yeah, man, shout out all the new love, all the new subs. Shout out fucking AEW neckbeards. People are gonna, even though we spend more time talking about AEW than anything else on our show, probably. Shout him out though. He's showing our shit. He's sharing it around. People are loving it. Shout out our Spotify listeners, man. All the love we're getting. Guys, we appreciate it so much. And if you want to support the channel more than you guys already do, the best way, you hit our Patreon, patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes, and join our Discord if you want to get involved in our community. Me and Hairline, we're just talking off pod. We are getting our community together, baby. We're building it. And whether we agree or disagree, as long as you fuck with PWT, we fuck with you. So get in our Discord. The link's down in the description. And you know where to find us at Pro Wrestle Times on every social media, at PWT Podcast on TikTok, and our YouTube channel, Pro Wrestle Clips. We're like 15 away from 500 to start going live. I'm pretty goddamn sure if we hit 500 and we can't go live, sorry guys, I lied to you, but nonetheless, yeah, the plugs are in, baby. Let's Hairline. I got to talk to you about all the news and all the headlines.
Hold on. Right before the news, though, I think we should probably talk about our lovely sponsors.
Oh, our patrons. Sorry, we didn't shout you guys out. Listen, Ashy, shout you out. Rico Rodriguez, Reggie Rodriguez, Ricardo, Ricky Ricardo, whatever your name is, baby. We love you. And of course, Russ Paxson.
The OG.
Yeah, the OG, Russ Paxton, will be around for a couple more weeks rocking with us. We appreciate you guys so much. And sorry, it slipped my mind. That's why Hairline's here. Hairline, I have headlines galore for you. What do you want to talk about? I've got CMLL news. I've got WWE news. And I've got AEW news. Bray Wyatt is apparently he's been gone for a long time. It's being reported by Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful that he was severely life-threatening injured. Like does that even make sense? Sorry guys, I'm drinking today on this show. So SRS and them report, I guess, or I don't know if it's directly from his chicken lips, but it was definitely from Fightful. And they said, Bray Wyatt has like a life-threatening like injury that he's close to being cleared, but that's why he was gone. He had like a life or death type thing. Medical thing or injury or that sort of thing, medical emergency, sickness, illness, something like that. Hairline, what do you make of that? And again, sorry, before you go in, I just want to say, God, we go hard on Bray on the show. Bray, I fuck with you. You're one of the reasons I even got back into wrestling after I kind of lulled out there. The Wyatt family was a huge...
You're welcome.
Yeah, and and Hairline turned me on. Hairline was the one who's like, that's Husky Harris, dog. So Hairline, sorry, your thoughts on the potential life-threatening injury and your thoughts on Bray Wyatt and his return.
Well, it's just, I guess I'm going to start with is SRS a credible source?
I mean, yeah, I think Fightful does do a pretty good job of reporting. This is the thing. Like me and SRS didn't I put him over when I first started. I hated on him. It's just he got so weird. It's like, anyways.
Yeah, we quote him all the goddamn time on the show, man. Yeah, it was him that was
articles. I never was I never put fucking SRS in the same camp as like Meltzer. Meltzer just makes shit up and says stupid shit. I was just like, dude, SRS is an unhinged weirdo, dude. That's all I ever called him out for. So,
well, yeah, and I got pissed off because I'm not gonna let some guy talk shit to you. Like, nah, fuck that, bro. Some fucking oh my.
Anyways, Bray Wyatt, though. Bray Wyatt. Let's say what Sean Ross Sapp is saying is correct. We're putting it on SRS. It'll be like his editor came up with the story. But on Fightful, let's just say Fightful. What do you make of their reports on the Wyatt thing? And if it's true, what do you think? Happy to see him come back.
Well, God. Is he going to do the Fiend? because like that's what do what's best for business. Yeah.
I don't know, man, but they should just team up. Him and Howdy just should have wrestled.
They
should have.
Were though.
No, but they should have pulled that trigger on that way earlier, though. Like they should have just revealed Howie, like all that shit. Like it's supposed to be Bray versus Uncle Howie or whatever at WrestleMania.
Mental health shit sucks. I know he had a lot of problems with that. Fucking life, fucking altering injuries also fucking suck. I've dealt with that kind of shit too, man. It's just like don't rush back. You know, like don't because diminishing returns are unfortunate. I know a lot of fucking wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? It's like Vince teased Triple H about how much faster he healed from his fucking injury than Triple H did from his. You know, John Cena fucking comes back fucking way faster than anybody. You know, so I just Bray, take off the time you need to take off, dog. If this is real and fucking.
It's just that
ain't going nowhere.
His last return was so big, you can't like build to that kind of return again and do all the messages. Like people aren't gonna be willing. Like that was so hot, and for him to just go away, it must have been something serious. So speaking of people returning probably sooner than later, Pretty Deadly are in the news recently because Jimmy Hart Daddy put over the prospect of he just called it out and said, I would love to manage those guys. I think they're killing it. He's like, they remind me of back in my day. And apparently he Jimmy Hart's pitched to WWE to possibly do something with
Yes Boy Summer that
Yes Boy Summer. So and apparently Homeboy's recovering good. So again, Pretty Deadly. Can't wait to see you back on our screens. And then
the prettiest people of the entire UK. Can you imagine that? It goes Pretty Deadly 1, Pretty Deadly 2, Wade Barrett. That's the order of most beautiful men from London. That's fucking Nick. Number 4 is Nick Aldis.
Speaking of wrestling returns, another return, Tessa Blanchard is seemingly back, like doing American indies. I just saw a video of her, and I don't know, because she was living in Mexico for a while, I believe, there, and I think she divorced her husband and stuff. But but she is back. And do you think people are just asking the question, like, do you want to see Tessa get a fucking run in WWE and AEW? Apparently she has heat with people in AEW, but do you think WWE, NXT, would you like to see her do any of that, or just fuck off?
I hate that. I'm immediately going to this. Do you know about like the videos for like pooping and peeing on the fan?
Hey,
I'm always telling you all the weird shit.
Tessa Blanchard pooped on a fan?
Yeah.
But
it is what it is.
No, but she pooped on an actual fan, like pooped on a guy.
Yeah, it was either poop or pee. I'm sorry.
Oh my
there was some
God. Kind of hairline. You always say shit where I'm like, you're gonna get a suit or something. What the fuck? You Americans are always...
dude. She does this for money, dog. I'm sure she's like, thanks for the plug, hairline.
Jesus, man.
What are you talking about?
God, feminism, bro. Feminism. We're just gonna move along. Look how far we fall.
Yeah,
speaking of
anyways, my bad. I fucked that all up, bro. No, you don't gotta fucking switch yet.
Okay.
Tessa Blanchard's fucking a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah,
but it's kind of like a Charlotte Flair situation where like we need people that are able to work with her. You know what I'm saying? That's the Charlotte situation. Charlotte can really just work with Rhea and a little bit with Asuka. You know what I'm saying? Are there women in the independents that are gonna fucking be able to keep up with Tessa, dog? Bam.
So do you think she just ends up back in Impact or something like lousy like that, or do you
pretty much? Yeah, pretty much.
You don't think WWE would take a toss at her? Like, let's go.
No. But Doug, is that lousy though, man? Like I know we haven't watched in a couple months, but when we did,
it's just like it's
really starting to fucking elevate it.
I'm not calling Impact lousy. What I'm just saying is like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know, like, okay, it's like the Jonathan Gresham. He was when Tony Khan buys Ring of Honor, and then Gresham comes in, and we're like, word, now we're gonna get Gresham in fucking AEW and shit. And then he told Tony he's a mark and stormed out. And then what happens? WWE doesn't scoop him. Awesome. He just goes to Impact, and it's like, fuck, you were just there. Like, I want to see Gresham on. Like, imagine 205 Live with Jonathan Gresham on that motherfucking show.
No.
So speaking of like Tessa Blanchard broke up with her hubby there and came back to America, I guess. The rumors are Charlotte Flair and Andrade have broken up. I guess Ric Flair and Charlotte have unfollowed Andrade on all socials, and Charlotte deleted
It's
her
one
diamond
one
ring
thing.
emoji out of her profile. That's shitty because I love this couple. Andrade was just figure eighting dudes on Collision. What do you make of this?
You know, it's one thing when it's fucking Charlotte, but when Flair unfollows you,
Woo!
my God, I would delete my Twitter if Ric Flair unfollowed.
Uh, what do you think he did?
That'd be, oh God, what?
I bet he just banged some girl or something. Fucking something stupid.
Well, like, who's he around though? Like,
The AEW girls, bro.
yeah, but like, fucking, my God, they're not. None of them are interested in sex. They all
The
just want to play
girls in
video games.
AEW.
No, I take it back. Tony Storm's totally interested in sex, but outside
So,
of that, you know what
well,
I'm saying? It's all like
besides
sky blue.
besides all
Sky
that,
blue.
though, what do you think of Andrade? Before we get off the rails here and say some other cancelable shit in 2023 airline, you already said Tessa
Yeah,
Blanchard poops on people, and now, anyways, though, yeah, whatever. They broke up, and then speaking of relationships, Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews. Uh, I don't want to bring this up because motherfucker, you always call Buddy Matthews a cuck. So here we go. That's like I dug my own grave today.
he isn't.
But Buddy Matthews is engaged to Rhea Ripley. She said yes, they're gonna get married. What do you make of that? Buddy Matthews dated Dom's sister in WWE and made out with Dom's sister, and now Dom is making a fucking grabbing his feeling up on his wifey. Yeah, I know. You're gonna fuck his sister, and then he's gonna fuck your wife. Yeah, it's a great idea. It'll be great.
What?
Yeah.
Well, we'll just get Rhea and Dom to get married on the show then.
Yeah. I know.
Yo,
They'll have a kid together.
Honeymoon?
Yeah, but then it'll turn out it's actually Buddy Matthews.
What's
What's your name? Bucky, Buddy.
Yeah.
What the fuck did I call you?
Get Bucky in here.
Get Bucky in here.
No, that's Seth Rollins, buddy. Where's your guy?
God.
Vince, you let him go during the COVID shit.
Is that what he did? Is that how Buddy got released? Was COVID
Yeah, I'm pretty
stuff? Oh, wow. But yeah, it's funny that Buddy's like dated Dom in story, and then Dom's like with Rhea. I just think that's just a weird.
Is it weird or is it just Vince McMahon?
It's just Vince being Vince, bro.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of X and Twitter, I really don't think that we were speaking of that, but I opened it for a second because Hairline wanted me to talk about on show about I just owned some motherfuckers when it came to like Kevin Owens. People are like, imagine if Steen was an AEW, what could have been? So I just like had to own them. But we'll talk about that in a sec. We'll circle back to that. Hairline, save your rage at Saraya on X. So she's responding to at WrestleOps on X, who X'd out the top 10 most searched wrestlers over the period of August 22 to July 23 in wrestling. Everyone is up there. Saraya is number 10 among CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Ronda Rousey, Rey Mysterio, Lesnar, Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, John Cena, and Bad Bunny. Right? So Saraya responds, she's only up there because of her videos. Nah, bitch, it's been 6 years. It's because people are obsessed with talking about me. Good or bad, I'm always in the conversation. Ha ha ha, devil emoji. Anyways, watch Rampage tomorrow and see me kick Sky Blue's ass, and then watch me at Wembley. So people were like saying Paige is only one of the top searched because of her porn videos still. And she's like, fuck you haters. That was 6 years ago. I don't know. It could be a mix of both.
She's hot.
I know, and she does have like a movie with The Rock. Like, you got to understand, and like Florence Pugh played her, and Florence Pugh's like the biggest actress. My girl is like, yo, let's rewatch that Wrestle with My Family movie. You know, like, so I just think Saraya's super popular.
There you go, bro.
She's with Ronnie Radke. Like, she's more. I think she's more mainstream than people understand. Like, honestly, I'm not saying she's a needle mover for wrestling, but I think on like she was on that Total Divas show.
No,
she was like
sucks,
she was like a focal point of that reality show, though. Like, she was in it more than the Bellas.
Yeah, WWE run was phenomenal. Wasn't she the first for that Divas title, right?
So she was like her debut was like she
won a belt or
she was the NXT women's champion, and then what had happened was she debuted, it's in the movie, she debuted on Raw and beat AJ Lee for the Divas title on her debut match
Yeah.
from NXT. But anyways, shout out Saraya. I fucking love her, and yeah, fuck these haters. Like she's just over shit, and she gets
Okay,
fucking
so like, hold
she
on
gets love, man.
about these videos, quick. Like, it
Yeah.
really sucks that they got leaked. Like, that's fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, sex, a lot of like sex is like trusting your partner and shit. So it's just like that's bullshit. You would go and do that.
I know.
But as far as like the videos themselves, it's like, man, she's a fucking dime.
Okay, hairline. See, this is where
Woo!
you always take it to that fucking.
Bro,
You always just steer it into that
don't
fucking.
act like
Thank
you
God I'm
haven't
here.
watched
Thank
them.
God I'm here.
Don't act like you haven't watched them.
I watched them, bro. I'm the one. I remember exactly. I
Yeah.
told you. I was like, dude, Paige has a bunch of videos leaked, and you were like, what? And you were like fucking dumbfounded.
What?
I was like, dude, yeah. What? Get me those videos. No. Do you think Vince watched them? Let me see them. Wait, she had a sex tape? Well, let me see it first.
Yeah.
Like how the fuck
the other guy?
How the fuck is like Riddle
Is it?
on drugs, wearing grills, fucking hanging out with porn stars and shit? Mandy Rose gets fired for showing some nip,
I know, for real, dog.
showing a little fucking.
Just as she came into her own, like as she was like running NXT.
Crazy.
Like I was watching NXT for fucking for Mandy Rose, dog. And,
how do you feel about Jade Cargill being like just tweeting out like she has a music video with French Montana coming out. She's Jade Cargill. What? She's doing all this other shit, and she's like I'm stepped away from wrestling, and like she's on some shit all about French everything Idaho? Other than wrestling.
Good. Fuck AEW.
No, but like, do you hear what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about Jade Cargill? She's kind of just turned her back on wrestling. Do you think that's a good move, like after the run she just had, or do you think like it doesn't really like at the end of the day, man? All these people fall back on wrestling. All of them. It's always there. She doesn't need a fallback ever.
Yeah, does she need the fallback on it?
Right. Do you just think that? I don't know. I think that if she's for real, like just being like, she hasn't just said fuck wrestling, but she's kind of on some fuck wrestling shit is what she's putting out into the universe. You can tell. I just feel like that's a bigger pie in the face of Tony Khan that he invested so much for her to just be like, yeah, and fuck y'all. Because Jade's a star, bro. She is. She has
Tony Khan. Listen, Tony Khan deserves this for every person he fucking just stops fucking responding to their text messages unless they're contracts. Yeah, it's just my opinion,
Yeah, exactly.
So if Jade has other fucking sources of income, whatever, okay. And here's the main thing I wanted to say: fucking Ronda Rousey's heart wasn't in wrestling. It was like I wanted Ronda Rousey to fuck out of wrestling. It clearly sounds like Jade's heart isn't into wrestling. So like, how much just to get invested into that,
Right. Yeah, so now just my little spat on Twitter today. It wasn't a spat, it was just a little 2-minute thing. So at Pro Wrestle Times on X, Twitter, whatever. Somebody they have a blue check mark at WWE Real One is their name, and their picture is John Cena in Thugonomics, but literally their description is AEW is better, WWE's #1 hater. So okay. He tweeted out Kevin Steen name drop because Kevin Steen on Dynamite got name dropped at WWE Real One, who is AEW is better. Hope that helps. WWE's #1 hater. That's this guy's moniker. And he goes, Kevin Steen name drop. Man, what could have been SMH, AEW Dynamite. So he's saying, man, what could have been if Steen had have gone to AEW, right? So my response is wrestling Stone Cold in the main event of WrestleMania is greater than wrestling the Jericho Appreciation Society for Dave Meltzer stars in front of 3,000 people. And then this triggered
Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to let you continue in a second. I really apologize. Let me just get this out quick. He also got to fucking win the tag champions and be involved in the most popular wrestling storyline of all time.
Oh, don't worry. Okay? That comes up. So sorry. No, you're fine. You're fine, man. So this guy responds.
Right, continue.
This guy responds. I'll say what it is at Davboro123, and he goes, I mean, come on. This is his response. Dav goes, I mean, come on. He'd have been great in AEW, just like he's been great in WWE, right? Right. And I'm like, okay, sure. I'm like, sure, but. And then my response is that's not the point though. In quotations, what could have been.
Yeah.
So What was better for him, his legacy, his dreams, and his family is what happened. No amount of Meltzer's opinion stars beats main eventing back-to-back manias and wrestling Stone Cold in front of millions of people. And then the guy says, he didn't mention stars, though. And my response was, he doesn't need to. And then again, I quoted, what could have been, meaning the matches and angles he would have been in. Again, no match or angle in AEW is greater than main eventing back-to-back WrestleManias in front of millions of people in wrestling Stone Cold. AEW is a show made by people trying to impress Meltzer. And that's a fact because they've stated that. Britt Baker said, "Oh, I hope Meltzer gives the start." We all know, like they've literally.
You get 5 stars?
Yeah, these people have all stated it, man. We know this what they're doing, so I'm not even being rude here, you know.
Sorry,
and then,
Britt.
and then this guy
at
bot Sai Bachi Sin Cara 69.
Sin Cara.
He responds, bros seething about things no one even said. So my response to that is, we all share the commonality of language, and if you're intelligent enough, you can understand what's called nuance and implication. In quotations again for a third time, what could have been implies that KO would be doing something better than wrestling Stone Cold in the main event of WrestleMania and AEW. See. And then some other guy shout this guy out at C_Adzi. He responds 2.5. He responds 2.5 milli a year is a reason to stay. Yeah. So yeah,
give him a follow.
Yeah, I don't know. That was my little exchange. No one responded back. That was hours ago, and I was hungover as fuck. And yeah, I had to put it down because it's just silly, man. That guy literally wrestled Stone Cold in the main event of Mania. No one can ever take that from him. And I don't know, just to say like what could have been, but it's like he was going to leave WWE and then he didn't, or the rumor was, and then he didn't, and then he stayed, and then he main evented 2 WrestleManias in a row. One of them was stopping the Usos' reign and with his best friend, and the other one in the hottest angle ever, and the other one was wrestling Stone Cold in the main event. Like, what could have been in AEW that would have ever touched that? You know? That's historic, legendary. Kevin Owens will go down the annals of time, and you'll see his picture in the fucking, in the WWE intro and shit forever. It's that Stone Cold's last ever match. What? You can't, I don't know. Stone Cold came out of retirement to wrestle Owens. And you guys are talking about what could have been if he had have left before that and went to AEW and wrestled fucking Evil Uno on ROH. Anyways, though, let's move along. Okay, so CMLL news. I believe it was CMLL, and you sent me this hairline. El Hijo del Vikingo collapsed after his match. It was a fatal 4-way where I think they drew a big house. QT Marshall won a title at this event, and and El Hijo del Vikingo collapsed.
I don't watch that.
He's a young man. I believe he was just named number 6 in ESPN's top 30 wrestlers under 30 right now. What do you make of this, man? I told you off pod that it either has to do with something medical that I don't want to get into, or it has to do with maybe he has lingering trauma, or maybe he was just like dehydrated and had heat exhaustion. We don't know. Apparently he's recovered well, but praying for El Hijo del Vikingo on this side of things. Hairline, what do you think, and why, if you had to guess? I know it's not good to ponder and speculate on these sort of things.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, I guess when you sent it to me, what was your initial reaction, I guess, is the better way to phrase that question. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know, man. Like, I just assumed it was another like a flippy guy fell on his neck or some shit,
Yeah.
But because he's way too young, man. Like, oh god, dude. Like, how? Yeah, I don't know. It has to be something like heat exhaustion or
praying for El Hijo del Vikingo, regardless of what it is. We're just praying for you and your family, man. We hope you get better. It's just very sad. You're a young guy. And if it has to do with like a link, because listen, man, this is all I want to say. Remember when Rey Mysterio like accidentally killed that guy in the ring?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened was he took a bump onto the rope that a million people have taken a million times, but somehow his spinal cord severed or something like that. I don't want to speak out of turn, but all I'm saying is like, that was something lingering that happened probably over years of giving his body to the sport, and then he just takes a simple move and boom, that happens. So
Nah,
I'm just
nah.
wondering, like, hopefully, like, they don't find anything wrong with El Hijo, something with his brain or something. God for fucking bid, and I just worry about that because you hear Osprey talking about, well, like, I might have to retire, or like my career might get called short. I don't even think he's 30
Well,
yet. It's
so
like, God damn it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's what I was saying to you basically through the messenger was like, God damn it, man. Like, so basically it was all like we saw what the British Bulldogs all did, and
right.
by the time it trickled dynamite, you know what I'm saying?
By
So
doing
like,
what? All he did was hopped over a guy who laid down. We saw that.
right,
That was just the Bulldogs. Now take that and multiply that by like 50.
a million.
A
Yeah, that's what I'm
million,
saying,
dude.
bud. Yeah.
Take that and multiply it by Young Bucks, and like, look at what we
God,
got, dude.
for real though, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunate. So,
So yeah,
but I
praying for
think
El Hijo though.
I guess it's more or less like, well, like this is a ongoing. Like we're gonna have to readdress this.
Exactly,
Our
exactly.
initial thoughts, like, yeah, yeah, innocent until proven guilty. You know
Right.
that kind of
And just like, I
ish.
don't like speculating, but we're doing a show. We got to kind of get into it. But again, without getting
Yeah, well, yeah,
gross.
yeah, because our listeners, man. Yeah, yeah, we can't choose our listeners' opinions and like alienate
Yeah.
people.
And we can't choose
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happens in wrestling. I can't just choose to
right.
ignore like a fucking
Yeah,
headline. So, anyways, you just told me this off pod. Lacey Evans has seemingly changed her name, and people are speculating that literally about 10 minutes ago she was just released from WWE. Now, right before we hopped on live here, I did a little quick dig, and Lacey Evans hasn't removed all references to WWE. She still says WWE superstar in her bio, but when people leave WWE, they usually keep WWE diva or whatever in their bio
right.
anyways. So maybe that's not an indicator that she's gone, but maybe it is an indicator that she is gone. I don't know, but to me,
She's just
she
not a
did
clout
change her
chaser,
name
dog.
though to Limitless Macy, and like Macy,
Well, good for her,
whatever her
man.
last name is. Yeah, so she is setting up her quote unquote indie name or her post WWE name. But
You pay
also,
attention to her.
well, I do now. I looked up her socials just now, and to me, this feels more like. Do you remember a few years back when Charlotte Flair trademarked Ashley Flair, and Andrade was still in WWE, and he went and trademarked Andrade El Idolo? Charlotte has her trademarks ready for if she ever leaves WWE. She has all her shit ready where she can call herself Ashley Flair and not get sued and stuff like that, right? So I think maybe this is sort of what Lacey's doing. Maybe she's seeing the writings on the wall. She hears that because there's rumors that a WWE cuts are coming. But yeah, she's not featured. The fans really don't take to her. People on socials fucking love to just shit on her. Hairline,
I
what do you
like.
think? I like her. Yeah, I think she's
So
good
so
for WWE. What do you think of her possibly
she.
leaving WWE? And if she does, do you think she'll continue to wrestle? That was my question for
No,
you.
no, 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 no. I don't think she'll keep wrestling. When she's
Okay.
not wrestling, she works at her parents' little restaurant there. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
so I don't know, man. Yeah, it kind of like just seems like she's gonna go back to fucking her small town life and fucking I don't know. She's been super fucking active on TikTok this past week, so like I don't know, man.
So what do you
I guess
think
just
this
trying
is
to
though?
stay relevant.
Do you think she like knows that the cuts are coming, or do you think her contract silently came up? If you had to speculate.
Yeah, but they wouldn't. No, no, no. They wouldn't silently do that. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
Tony Khan shit. Vince would have been like, back up, back
Yeah,
the white side.
we're gonna job her out. No, that's what Tony does.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
makes
yeah,
his
she was.
guy's job on the way
Yeah,
out, then he just doesn't talk to
yeah.
him anymore.
And he smokes their weed. They tried. I can't say they didn't try to get her over.
So
So I don't
sticking
know, man. Yeah, I guess fucking if she's changing the name for the Indies, I don't think so. I think she's just gonna work at her parents' little restaurant thing and raise her children and shit.
Yeah.
But
I think if
I
she's
don't know. Yeah,
smart
I
though,
guess
you do I would say you do that
yes,
regardless though.
absolutely.
You just go and
Yes,
trademark your
yes,
shit. You
absolutely.
get that name out there. You make sure everyone knows, oh, Mercedes Monet. Speaking of Mercedes Monet, Sasha Banks, etc., Asuka has been snapping
Damn it.
on Twitter
Nah,
about her
on what?
time doing Joshi wrestling and the Joshi promotions and stuff like that. And so she's kind of snapping, like pulling the curtain back, being like, yo, they were fucked over there. The fucking media was
Really?
fucked up over there. Da 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 da. You know, people are kind of not getting mad, but there are the Joshi fans who are kind of like, oh, like how dare she kind of talk shit on that? But it's like, dude, she's happy in WWE. Kyrie, we talked about on the last pod, she announced that she has an announcement coming, and that announcement was she's going back to WWE. She signed a deal with them on August 7th, I believe. And so she's coming back. Kairi Sane's coming back, and people are saying, you know, it's just like Kyrie, like they want to be in WWE. These people want to be there. Like it's not like it's this all bad, all evil thing. Just because Nia Jax was a fucking botch machine doesn't mean like you know it's this all evil empire. Like Kyrie enjoyed her fucking time there and wants to go back there and knows it's the big deal. It's the real deal. And yeah, man, it just is sparking the conversation. You know, how long until Sasha realizes the same thing? She probably gets treated differently out there, but you know, and Julia is like a big budding star, and I think she could come here and be a huge star in the Americas. So yeah, shout out Kairi Sane, and she's officially signed back with WWE. Our last tidbit of news, it's a bit of a spoiler, but it's like hilarious, so we can't not talk about it. So Rikishi on X.
Oh yeah,
happy hairline on X. Rikishi X out.
Am I happy? I don't know, man. I'm just trying to be professional.
Are you a fucking Elon Musk shill, bro? Who gives a shit?
Whoa.
If you type in twitter.com, it still goes to twitter.com. That's all I gotta say. So Rikishi tweeted out by accident. He had, I guess he was supposed to.
No, he didn't.
He was supposed to be tweeting out something about a indie show, like some promo he was doing for like an appearance or something. And then whoever runs his socials or himself accidentally tweeted out the promo he was given for himself as a special guest referee at Payback, presumably for Jay versus Jimmy Uso. So what do you make of that?
Wow.
Yeah, just fucking botchamania.
Fucking botch.
Yeah, so there you go. Spoilers, guys. All the marks making the Joshua Fatu to AEW confirmed shit is.
I love it, dude. Yeah,
I think a lot of it's tongue in cheek. I think a lot of people are joking with that, but it's I don't know, man. I think it's funny.
It's funny. Let's say he quit. It's all like neckbeards. There's a 90-day no compete clause. So
yeah, it's so.
It's not like
the ones who are being serious. But the funniest thing though is I'm going at it. The funniest thing is all of the wrestling fans who start trying to talk about real sports and MMA and Endeavor and that whole deal. All the marks are going, yeah, what happens when they kick Vince McMahon off the board and when Kevin Dunn's gone and da-da-da. And it's like, you guys, Ari, I'm way more educated on this than any of you wrestling marks because I'm also an MMA mark. As big of a wrestling mark I am, I'm equally as big of a mark as to mixed martial arts in general, not just UFC. So when Endeavor made the deal with UFC, the only way they did the deal, Ari Emanuel said, the only way we do this deal is if Dana White's still in charge until he can't do it no more and his people are in charge. So Dana White stayed on and he's in charge of the UFC. Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, all these same people stayed on with Dana White. Those are his people. Now, all the wrestling marks are going, how do you know Ari Emanuel's just going to kick Vince and Kevin Dunn and Bruce Pritchard? No, he only made the deal as long as Vince was a part of the deal until he can't do it no more, just like Dana White. And guess who Vince's people are? Guess who Vince's people are? Bruce Pritchard, Kevin Dunn, all those fucking guys. So they're going to stay on too. And people are going, well, they won't want the heat from all of Vince McMahon's scandals. Wrong. A week before Dana White and Endeavor launched the Power Slap League, Dana White was in a nightclub on New Year's Eve and slapped his wife in the face. Okay? And they still kept him on and they still launched Power Slap, bro. And they're still pushing it. They just did their 4th event. So you guys just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And it's fine. I don't dislike you for it, but stop listening to the Meltzer. All the marks who go, wait till they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, period. They're just stirring and drumming up the shit. And the narrative is they're gonna get. You think Endeavor's gonna keep just letting Roman be a part-time tablet? Bro, Endeavor owns the UFC where people fight, where John Jones fights once a year if they're lucky, where Connor fights once every 2-3 years if they're lucky. Okay. Yes. Yes. They did the deal because Roman's on this historic reign. Do you not think he's going to beat Bruno's dude? He's be ready for 2 more years of Roman as champion. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, easily 2 more years.
Yeah.
No, dude, you're right.
So speaking of
I just like.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Give me your thoughts on all that.
No, you break it down and you explain it properly, but they're still going to argue it all.
Right.
Whatever, neck beards, whatever.
Speaking of a bunch of shit necks stirring up the drama, Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez.
Yeah, wow.
And these guys are, I don't know, they started breaking some news, and I'm just going to start breaking it to you here. More drama about CM Punk, the Elite, physical altercations, Hangman, empty-headed dumb fuck Adam Page, according to Punk.
Yeah, hold on.
Do you want to hear all this, Hairline? I'm about to get into some shit with you. So starting with so Meltzer. So let's just start by this. Meltzer and Alvarez stooged themselves on their little forum, on their little website, that they knew and were withholding information about all of the Punk Elite shit that could have shifted the narrative and all this stuff. They were withholding and cherry picking and choosing what little information to plot out there. They stooged themselves by literally telling some fucking nerd on their website, yeah, we actually knew more than we told people about the situation that's arising now. So either they're lying or they're literal pieces of garbage, you know, like literally, like you either withheld information that could have prevented or preserved or shifted the narrative in a way that you didn't want it to be, or you're lying to these people in your comments, galvanizing these fucking weirdos. So Dave, we're on to you, buddy. We're on to you.
Yeah.
So CM Punk at this past Collision taping cornered Ryan Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler's brother. Cornered him. This is what the headlines are saying. And then I'm going to break this down. CM Punk, quote, cornered Ryan Nemeth aggressively and got in his face and chewed him out and told him to get the fuck out of the building, and asked if Nemeth wanted hands. Nemeth declined and left the building. The reason Punk did this was because like a year or so ago, Ryan Nemeth, tweeted out or X'd out. It was still Twitter then, so fuck you, Hairline. He tweeted out.
Fine.
He tweeted out that CM Punk was the quote, the softest in the world. So when Nemeth was at this Collision, now they say cornered him aggressively. I call it confronted him like a man and said, okay, I'm soft. So are we going to go outside and I'm soft, or are we going to talk about how I'm soft? What do you want to do? And Nemeth didn't want the smoke.
That's how it's done.
I'm not hating on Nemeth whatsoever. He didn't want the smoke and he left. That's fine. That's his prerogative. I don't even say, oh, that's a pussy. No, people tweet dumb shit. You got to get checked sometimes. But everyone's going Punk Hogan, and he is soft. Nemeth was right and all this shit. But no, dude, it's soft to tweet shit behind a fucking keyboard and then run away when you get confronted about it. If he thinks he's soft, he should have smacked him and said, this is why you're soft, period. You know? So that happened, but that's not the only thing, dude. So here, that little thing, what do you make of Punk confronting Nemeth and being like, because we got a lot more to get into on this whole Collision.
No, you nailed it, man. He was being an adult.
Okay.
That's what adults
do. And then what do you think about like Nemeth? Like, do you think Nemeth is, do you like his work? Are you familiar with him too much?
No.
Okay, he's Dolph Ziggler's brother. He's a lot greener, but he's pretty good, man. I like him. He's got that thing about him that the Nemeths have about them, you know, I guess. So either way, now after Collision
sounds like he learned his lesson.
Yeah, hopefully he did. So after Collision went off the air, okay, now this is a 2-part thing. So we're gonna jump back and forth between time here. So after Collision went off the air, Punk cut a promo on Hangman saying, Hangman's called Hangman because his toys hang on the fucking shelf and they don't fucking he doesn't sell merch and shit. He starts cutting a promo. Peg warmer, right? Calling him the shits, etc., etc. Now, apparently this stems from earlier in the day, Tony Khan had sent Hangman to the Collision building to film like a vignette, like a backstage promo thing. When Punk got word of this, he said, Hangman ain't coming to this motherfucker. Imagine he's like, dude, I was told by lawyers not to apologize to these guys. Now he's going to come to my building. Fuck that. So Punk goes, he ain't coming here. Fuck him. So Khan sent him away, and Hangman went and shot the fucking vignette in like another building, like away from the actual arena.
Good.
Okay, which is crazy. So that stems from that.
He's texting the elite.
Now Hangman doesn't come to the building. Now people are raging about this on X, as you could tell, dude. As I'm sure you know, they're going like, okay,
the former Twitter.
Well, I need to add on to this too. So the neckbeards are saying Tony Khan makes the call, not Punk, and all this stuff. But we're gonna just even hold your thoughts for that, because we're gonna circle back to that. Allegedly, also at Collision, Punk told them Matt Hardy is banned from collisions. He's not allowed. Matt Hardy's not allowed at collisions for the shit he talked on Twitter or X. And apparently, Chris Daniels was supposed to be at Collision as a producer, and Punk said, nah. Fuck out of here.
Right.
And Daniels isn't allowed at these collisions either, which has drummed up a bunch of shit. Because apparently Punk is saying, so Ace Steel is not allowed at productions in the buildings in AEW. He's not allowed to be a producer. So Punk felt, because of Daniels' role in the Brawl Out, which I think Chris Daniels was much more involved in that Brawl Out than people realize. I think he's one of the ones that stormed the room. I think he's one of the ones who possibly could have escalated the situation further, getting physical on the Bucks' side. I do think that could happen, because I'm about to break it all down. So, but Punk said, yo, yeah, dude. Punk said, though, if fucking Steel can't be here, if my guy can't be here, Daniels can't be at my show to produce.
Yeah, sounds fair.
Now all the neckbeards are going crazy, going, yeah, they're like, dude, Tony Khan makes the say, and even people trying to have insiders. Dude, it's clear Tony Khan says he doesn't. Tony Khan says who can come to the buildings. Punk has no say. Well, all I got to say to you motherfuckers is, sounds like Punk's got to say who's really in control. All of this is Tony Khan's doing. Like, bro, what a pussy. Would Vince ever let Punk tell him who come to a fucking building? Holy shit. Triple H wouldn't even let Punk tell him who the fuck can come to a fucking building. And Punk's told Triple H to fuck off and eat it. So, like, all I'm saying, man, is this is crazy. How fucking Tony Khan, I'm talking directly to you, brother. Man the fuck up. Get your shit under. He just thought, I know, I'll separate them and pretend nothing happened, and it'll all be great and not explode in my face. So, anyways, no, here's the thing, right? Here's my big conspiracy. So apparently Punk is much madder at Christopher Daniels' involvement in Brawl Out than people knew from the beginning, right? And my whole thing is this, right? I think Daniels has taken the Bucks side too much, to where my conspiracy
absolutely.
I think that he has heat with Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian as well. I think there's heat there, because SCU died out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Scorpio was sent to Collision just randomly. He was ready to come back for a long time, and then they went, nope. And then as soon as Collision came on the air, Scorpio Sky's back there. He did get hurt again.
Yeah, Dan.
But why? Because Daniels isn't on there. And also, when Kazarian, he asked for his AEW release, and he's since shit on the promotion multiple times, bro. All while Daniels has cozied up next to the Bucks and TK in production, in talent relations, and in Gorilla there. We see it on the All Access show. Daniels right there running shit for TK. You know what I mean? So, like, Daniels is like next to the Bucks in this executive kind of management role. Kazarian's like, yo, this company's the shits and isn't at all what I thought it was going to be. So he dipped the fuck out. And then Scorpio got sent to fucking Collision. There's got to be heat there too, man. And you don't see any of those guys on Being the Elite anymore. So I don't know, man. I think there's turmoil in that camp too, and I'm gonna put that out there. What are your thoughts on all of this? What are your thoughts on all of this? Punk cucking Tony out in his own company, being the boss. All of the jabronis calling Punk Hulk Hogan, brother. He's a softie. He's ego. He's a crazy egomaniac. What do
That
you think of
doesn't
my
work for me, brother.
conspiracy theory? Unpack all this shit and tell me your thoughts on all this.
So CM Punk is not wrong. If his boy Ace Steel can't be there, fucking you're goddamn right. Well, dude, don't the lawyers say there shouldn't be any interaction and shit? And it's like,
Right.
my God, I don't know.
Right.
Fucking what? Lufisto, yeah. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
she's back
saying?
on Twitter. Yeah, shout out Lufisto. I'm gonna hit her up for an
What?
interview.
What is she on?
She's back on X, dude. I'm gonna fucking seriously. We're gonna quit show if you don't stop this shit. You're pulling a Punk on me, bro. You're Xing me out like fucking Punk did the real world title. Sorry, Hairline, you're getting us off topic. Shout out Lufisto, but let's
Are
get
you
back.
Samoa Joe?
Listen to me. I
Are
am
you
Samoa
Samoa?
Joe. I'm Samoan Joseph.
Parker, go Parker, Parker.
Okay, but what do you think of Punk though? Like cucking Tony out, and what do you think of my conspiracy that SCU probably has heat with Daniels, and he's more involved in all this shit stirring than we think?
Is it even cucking or is it just fucking like equal fucking like? Well, if my guy can't be
Okay, but
here,
he's
that's
saying like
bullshit,
Matt Hardy,
bro.
get the fuck out of here. Hangman, get the fuck out of here. Hangman has to stop in his tracks, leave the building. They have to find a new building to cut a vignette, a new play. Like he's saying, Hangman can't come, Matt Hardy can't come. Nemeth, what's up? You want to talk shit? I'll smack you. Get the fuck out of here if you don't like it. Daniels can't come.
Yeah, see it.
Punk's throwing it. He
Okay,
runs Collision. That's his show. That's why
CM
it's a
Punk's
good
the
wrestling
man.
show. That's why it's actually wrestling.
Yeah,
So what do you make of
that's
all that? Like,
subjective.
what do you think of him fucking just telling Tony, like, what's up?
He's the man, Doug. He's the fucking man. That's I do that. Fuck
Is this
yeah, man.
good or
Dude,
bad
someone
for
needs the
wrestling?
fuck. No, it's not. It's great for wrestling. That was the whole thing, man. Okay, people. Tony's surrounded by yes men. You know what I'm saying? All you ever hear is like, "Oh, I can't believe Arn Anderson hasn't said this. I can't believe fucking Goldust hasn't done this." And fucking, you know what I'm saying? Fucking yada yada. Someone's finally taking charge and like saying the shit that needs to be fucking said, man. And like the whole thing was they want a successful fucking company, and it's like it seems like Punk and fucking the Revival are the only people that want successful fucking wrestling and storytelling and shit. Okay, oh god, that's the thing is like the Bucks don't want any of that shit. They just want to have their little
No,
Twitter
they just
moments.
want their moment in
Okay,
Wembley beating FTR in front of our family wearing British
I
Bulldog
kind
attire.
I think Kenny actually cares. You know what
I
I'm
think he
saying?
does too. And I think that's why there's not that
Yeah,
much heat on him. Like, if you notice, it's like, bro, it's
yeah,
almost like
yeah,
I don't even want to see Kenny
yeah.
Punk. I want to see fucking Hangman Punk. Yeah, I don't know, man. Do you think that in Tony Khan's this? I'm gonna ask you this question, and then we're gonna move along with this. Do you think Tony Khan has
Yeah.
done more to help wrestling in the last 5 years, or has he done more to hurt wrestling in the last 5 years?
I think he's done a bunch of. I think he's only done things to help wrestling. It's just the goofs in his company fucking knock it down. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking. I'm not gonna sit here and defend it, but it's like Goldstein fucking. Goddamn, sorry. Who? What's her name?
Big
Big
Swole.
Schmoll. Yeah, like fucking Goldsteiner is the right thing. You know what I'm saying? She was
Oh
ass. You know.
no! Oh,
Well,
you
dude.
future
Okay,
endeavor them, bro.
tell me about tell me your top three favorite moments from Britt Baker versus Big Swole in that
I
fucking
mean,
at
zero,
his
zero.
office
Big
match.
Swole's the shits, bro. Like, I never liked her. She was
Thank
never over
you.
with me. The only thing over with me
Right.
was her fucking entrance music. But like her
So
look and her
right.
physique
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
great, but she's not the best worker. But it's like you can work on those things. But sorry, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Her entrance music was sick.
Yeah.
No, okay, so like that's what I'm getting at. It's like Tony's technically not doing things to hurt the fucking business. You
Right.
know, it's the
He's
fucking the
trying.
dipshits. Yeah, yeah, he is trying.
It's
Yeah.
like his friends. It's like who you surround yourself with, you know? When I was younger, I used
Right.
to surround myself with fucking idiots, and then people thought I was a fucking idiot. And I had to always be like, no, I'm not a fucking idiot. But then you realize, oh, dude, you are the company you keep. It's like
Right.
imagine you
Yep.
hang out with crackheads all day, and then you're like, oh no, they're crack. I don't smoke crack. Everyone's gonna think you smoke crack, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it's
Yep.
like Tony's just surrounded by shit that like okay, so maybe let me pose this question, and this is gonna drum the shit up. Holy fuck. Have the Young Bucks done more to hurt professional wrestling in the last 5 years than they have to help professional wrestling, in your opinion?
You just want to listen to me shit on him.
No,
Yeah,
I'm asking a
absolutely they have.
serious question.
The Young Bucks hurt wrestling.
So you think Tony Khan
Absolutely.
has done more to help wrestling, and then you think, but the Young Bucks and the people he's surrounded with have done more to hurt wrestling.
Well, okay, how have they not? Like example A, CM Punk gives them their biggest house. They're crying on Twitter. It's all like, you guys, your business just had it's a big the company that you are a fucking CEO or whatever the fuck you are. Your company just had its biggest house, and you're crying on fucking X, formerly known as Twitter. Fucking outlandish, dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my opinion on that, I guess, would just be I think Tony Khan is a really good dude who gets shit on. Like, I don't know him personally, but I think he gets shit on where he shouldn't be. And he's taken a lot of heat for people who are infamously in wrestling money mark. People will just say yes and get the check. It's all a work, brother, you know? So Arn Anderson,
Right.
you know, is going to take that check, not say shit, and not, you know, and I don't
That's
blame him.
crazy.
He earned his right though to
Ah,
do that, but also, you know, there is work like when CM Punk went off on Hangman, he was like, dude, if Terry Funk comes up to you in a locker room and says something to you that you need to listen to that. How stupid are you to think that you shouldn't do
right.
that? Now, here's the thing. When he says Terry Funk,
That's how they all are.
obviously Terry Funk didn't go up to anybody. So what Punk was doing was using an analogy, but what that analogy is that means like
A
another old
metaphor.
timer backstage told Punk like, no, I tried to go up to this guy. Probably right. Like it's probably Arn's tried to tell people and they don't want to listen. So instead of rock the boat, he's going to get his kid some experience. He's going to get both of them paid. And then he knows Brock will go to NXT one day and shit, you know, like he knows it. Like, I don't know, man. I just think that Tony Khan has done more to help wrestling, definitely. And then the Bucks, man, I don't want to shit on them, man, because I think they've done a lot to help
Give me some
the
examples.
like, man, the fact of just how they took the Bullet Club and help expand it to this thing all in. Like that was a Jim Cornette says it the best, you know, he's like, yo, the fans fucking will it into existence. Like that's what happened with Wembley. They willed Wembley into existence. You know, like it's gonna they Jim Cornette just said on his last podcast, he said it the best. He's like, they could get in the ring at Wembley, drop trow, take a shit, and roast marshmallows. He's like, and the crowd will cheer and say it's good because they have like willed this thing into existence. They just want it to be like a happening. It's a thing. And I just think that
Yeah, he's so right though.
he is, man, and that's the best way to describe it. And I just think like to be able to create that is something important and valuable in any medium, in any form of entertainment, including pro wrestling. But I think they've squandered it though. Like that's the thing. And with Wembley, they had the opportunity to put a card on for the ages, and instead name one match you're excited for on Wembley. I'm not excited. Maybe Joe Punk, but that's like a mark fucking like
Nah, no,
I'm
no,
not
no, no. It's
excited.
too
And like
soon.
FTR
Too
Bucks, what
soon.
should have happened a
We
year
just
ago
had it.
when like
We just had CM Punk versus fucking Joe like a week ago.
yeah. And like FTR versus Bucks should have happened so long ago to where the intrigue's just worn off.
That's
And
gross.
okay, so you want to talk about SmackDown hairline? We spent entirely too long on AW. So SmackDown, where are we live from?
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that Bret Hart? Is that
Yeah,
the
that's
French
where the
Canadian?
dungeon is. The dungeon from
Oh
Calgary,
shit!
Daddy. Yeah, the Hart family.
Oh
And
shit!
WWE, they didn't base a whole tournament around their yearly visit there, but yeah, touring around Canada. They were
Well, they
also in
should have.
Winnipeg recently, but Charlotte Flair and
So we open
Asuka,
up with Charlotte versus Kana.
they both left SummerSlam empty-handed, but tonight they're gonna have a little scrap. And this match was whatever. Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Bailey hit the ring. It was a no contest. You can take us through this. I don't give a shit about any of this. And it should be noted,
Listen,
though, that Kevin Patrick, Corey Graves, and Michael Cole are on SmackDown. So they're like,
yeah.
Patrick, you
Why?
need work, bro, because Patrick is the
Yep.
shits. I know you keep putting him
Oh,
over, but he's the shits.
oh, hold on.
He is,
Oh
bro,
no, no,
bro,
no.
bro. He is,
I
man.
I thought I thought they were gonna get rid of him. Is what you were
Who,
saying.
no, 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 no. I said they are going to put Patrick and Graves because that's what WWE just said. They tweeted it out. Patrick and Graves over to SmackDown, Barrett and Cole over to
No,
Raw. They
A
tweeted
few
that out.
pods back, you were
So
reading some dirt sheet crap or some shit.
no, I was just saying replace him with Vic Joseph. That's all I was saying. I was like, just switch Patrick with Vic
Man,
Joseph.
whatever.
You guys, Patrick just
Anyways,
has a thing. He could be a good backstage guy, but he's not a commentator. Whoever's like, yeah, he needs to be a color guy. I don't know who saw that in him, but I don't get that vibe from him whatsoever. And I'm not even hating on him. He's passionate about wrestling and shit, but he should just be a backstage guy. Anyways, though, yeah. So take us through this match. I don't really like Flair's new attire, and I don't care about any of this shit. Go ahead.
it was big body Charlotte. She was super aggressive. Just like I don't. It's almost like she's. I don't. I guess kind of like she changed her character a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like she fucking leaves fucking Andrade. Fucking has her dad unfollow him on fucking X, formerly known as Twitter. And then I don't, she also like she came out with the hoodie on and all that, you know. And it's just like I just said, she was wrestling us very differently, more aggressive, more fucking. I don't know. This is the new Charlotte, bud. So fucking strap in. Yeah, but like you said, EO came out with Damage Control, and Damage Control is back in full form, Doug. Fucking untouchable, unstoppable, man, all about it. And then fucking EO tried to fucking give Bayley a fucking high five, and Bayley just fucking didn't even see it. EO tried hard, Doug.
Yeah, they're breaking that shit up, thank God. So up next, Karrion Kross with Scarlett doesn't even get a fucking entrance. And he's like already walking down, or he's already in the ring. Like when I looked over, he's in the fucking ring pretty much. And then he takes on AJ Styles with Michin. Carl Anderson was saying on X or in some interview, he was like, what the fuck did he say? He's like, yo, I didn't really know Michin. And then they're like, oh, she's in your group. And we were kind of like, what the fuck? I don't get why you're doing this. He's like, but she's just fully in it. Like she fits in so good. She's one of us. Yeah, I don't know. I love Michin. So Mia Yim, I'm down. So yeah, and I think the Good Brothers were out there with AJ as well, but nonetheless, Kross just got fucking jobbed out.
After.
He got jobbed, bro. And then Michin just fucking tossed Scarlett around. Maybe we'll see Scarlett wrestle. I don't know. I think they need a gimmick change from the spooky shit. Kross is just doing jobs. He's just there, like happy to be there. Lower mid card feud, help get other people over. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's time for he needs to stop doing spooky shit, or they need to do that. Like when Bray Wyatt comes back again, they need to do what everyone was mark booking and just do like Kross and Scarlett and Loomis and Bo with Bray as like the Wyatt Six or whatever the fuck.
Knock it off.
That's what they got to do at this point. There's nothing. What do you do with Kross, man? Like it's honest to God, he's one of those guys where he came. I don't even know, dude. They killed him with the fucking gladiator shit, like but it was still okay. It was still doable. It was like okay,
yeah, it was okay.
But then when he left, and then he came back. I don't know. It's nothing. They need to change the gimmick. They got to stop doing spooky shit. I'm tired of spooky shit.
He's a Baron Corbin. It's like you said, he's just happy to be there, come in, get his paycheck, whatever he's got to do to help get talent over, yada yada. Fucking the industry needs that. You know?
I agree.
I don't know, man.
I agree because he's a viable threat, and I will say this though: I hope he's like happy with this shit, because just the way I perceived him was he was going to be like a major player in any company.
For sure, same.
Yeah,
well, I don't know, man. Like fucking, it's because NXT it was Triple H, and here it's fucking Vince. You know,
yeah,
so
yeah,
like,
you're right. But shout out Kross, man. Honestly, him and Scarlett, like, I love them, dude. I love them. If they do an interview, I go out of my way to listen. Dude, I put this over huge. Like when Scarlett was doing that shit with Disco Inferno and Impact, that was money, dude. It was money. If you haven't seen it, go YouTube it or something. It's all up there. I've been a mark of both of theirs. WWE's just been dropping the ball with him, or he's dropping the ball. I don't know. They just don't see anything in him to where they're going to push him harder. But yeah, if he's going to be, because I used to make this argument for Mustafa Ali. We need more Mustafa Alis, guys who people think should be top shit, but lose. You know, you need motherfuckers like that. So yeah, anyways, Edge comes out. Up next, Edge makes a surprise appearance. They're in Canada. Yeah. Next week they're in Toronto.
Yeah, so hold on. He said Calgary hates Toronto. Can you confirm?
Yeah, man. Like all of Canada hates on Toronto, right?
Why? Explain.
Because
No.
they're like the America of Canada.
Oh shit.
They're
Yeah,
like the
fuck
most
those guys.
un-Canadian place in Canada. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking trash. Name
Yeah.
some people from there.
Oh, like all the most famous, talented people in the world come from there. The Weeknd, Drake, Justin Bieber, fucking
Oh
name the most.
Jesus.
Yeah, we're the Canada creates the goats, bro. Think about the Jim Carreys from Canada, Seth Rogen. Some of the funniest motherfuckers ever to walk the planet are from here. Some of the best of everything. Some of the best wrestlers, actors, fucking comedians, singers, rappers. And they come from Toronto. The big cities have more of a hatred towards Toronto, but yeah, but this is why people don't like it too, because if you live in Ontario, around there, everyone just claims Toronto, so people shit on it too. They're like, you're not from Toronto, like whatever, but you were born
Yeah, you
around Toronto.
fucking
Yeah, like you just claim it
listen, bud.
wherever. But anyways, Edge comes out. He calls out Sheamus. I thought this whole promo fell pretty fucking flat. I'm not gonna lie. I like
Really?
these.
It was okay.
I don't like these stories when they
I kind
go,
of like
oh,
that.
and like when I was injured, Sheamus was the only one who called me, and we were trying to keep kayfabe then. But now let me just break kayfabe, brother, and tell you this about why I love you, and now that's why you should care about this match. No, I want to
Well,
care about
look at the
Sheamus
video.
versus Edge because I
The
want to
bike.
see
You're not the bike thing. You're not invested in any of this. I don't
they
know. I
went
liked it.
bike riding together, bro. Come on, no, what
Yeah,
are you talking about?
and it's what helped him become a fucking wrestler again because he was all like, maybe I can bump.
No, here's the problem: is that Edge was like,
Whatever. Go watch a fucking Swerve Strickland match.
dude, I wiped out on the bike and then I somersaulted and I stood up and I was like, oh, maybe I can do this. Except for that's not what happened
Yeah.
in the video. He just wiped
So
out on the
thank you,
bike,
Sheamus.
got up and was like,
Kayfabe.
and he didn't go, maybe
Oh,
I can get back in the ring or maybe I can take a bump. And like, here's the thing, dude, that's a made up fucking story. It's just their friends. And he rode the goddamn bike. And then they had a video of him wiping out. And they went, hey, why don't we show this real video of me wiping out and say this is the video that made me think I could? That's not why he thought he could wrestle again, man. Get the fuck out of here.
yes, it is.
Man, no.
I guess we saw a different promo.
No, it's because this is why. I'm going to tell everybody why. Ready? This is why Paige, this is why Edge, this is why everybody went, oh, I can wrestle again. Because Daniel Bryan told WWE, he's the first guy who had the balls to go, if you don't let me wrestle again, I'll just go to Japan, bro. And they went, okay, no, fuck you. No, please. They're starting AEW. Please, you're going to stay here. Okay. That's the only reason Edge came back. Fucking Paige came back, any of these people. The only reason is because Daniel Bryan stood up and went, no, I'll just go do what I want, actually. And so everyone else followed suit. So just so everybody knows. But the thing is here is this promo was whatever. I don't like this all. We're friends. I love you. My dreams. We're motivated. Bro, I want to see Sheamus interrupt Edge and go, hey, who nursed you back to health? You come back, you start the Judgment Day, not one hello. Took you all this time to come to my show, Friday Night Fight Night. You want to fight, Edge? Yeah, you came out because of me. I'll put you back on your ass. Like, fucking mate. I want to see them fight because they want to see who's the baddest motherfucker, not I'm Edge. This is my dream match to have a dream match against. That's AEW, bro. If I want to watch AEW, I'm gonna turn on AEW. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, so this is no, I'm not feeling SmackDown so far. Yeah. I mean, they're both cutting good promos. They're both good on the stick. Won't take anything away. I'm excited for the match, but I don't want to see that for that. I want to see it because they want to fight each other, for a
yeah,
prize.
you're
So
right.
sorry. Yeah.
I wrote down in my notes. This is more AEW. Fucking this guy is why I'm here. Crap.
It is just like it's my dream to have a dream, so let's have a dream match. It's like
Tony Khan. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't want to see that, bro. I want to see fucking Sheamus come out and go, yeah, guess what, asshole? Why haven't you called me? Or why the fuck? Or maybe that's been overdone, but like, hey, guess what? You didn't even come say hello. SmackDown's my show. And just like have Sheamus be standoffish. Up next, we had the hottest star in pro wrestling today, with everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Ugh.
So yeah, LA Knight versus Top Dollar. I don't want to shit on Top Dollar, but
Slap Dollar. You
yeah,
don't want to shit on
man.
No, hold on. Why?
Oh, bro. because he
What did you
seems
like
like
him?
he's a nice dude. Like you like I follow him on Twitter, and he seems like a dude who
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's
It's like I
cool, and
told you.
people hate on his raps. I mean, they're not the best. They're not the best, but like he does his thing, bro. I'm not gonna hate on his fucking, like whatever. I'm not hating on a big dude doing his thing, man. I like his look. It's just yeah, bro. And he's taking his body seriously, apparently. Well, on TV, bro, I can't tell too much, but like he's posted pictures where it looks like he's dropped a ton of weight. On TV though, I'm like, this dude looks the same. So I don't know.
He
But
has.
yeah, so
No, he did.
but I mean, this is all it is, right? Is LA Knight's coming out, and he's telling everyone, listen,
Sure, it is. Yeah.
I'm the motherfucking man. I'm gonna beat up these guys are gonna do the job to me, hit row, and then I'm just gonna work my way up the card, and it's fucking Miz versus LA Knight what they're building to, which is just pure money. And yeah, man, there was just so much goddamn. The crowd was so hot for LA Knight. He's hot all around the world with everybody saying LA Knight, yeah, dummies. What did you make of this match and shit? Cole, I think right before this was putting over Hulk Hogan's birthday, and it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and then fucking
Yep.
top
Cole spit
dollars.
some bars, dog.
Yeah, he started spitting bars and
Cole was
Jesus.
all like, "I'm gonna spit some bars."
Yeah, he's copying Ian
Yeah, I don't know,
Riccaboni.
man.
Thank you.
No, wow.
Real recognize real, dog. Goats recognize goats.
First off, if he wanted to copy fucking Giovanni, he would fucking
I'm tweeting
marry
that out.
Jr.
I'm tweeting that out, bro. Fucking Riccaboni's bars are way better. His flow and bars are way better than Cole's. He'd body him in a fucking battle. Here's the other thing, bro. He'd body him. I'm gonna make the compilation video. Are you gonna challenge that? He'd body him. I'm gonna make the video and prove it. I'm gonna show you. And here's the thing. I know you're a hater on the collision. I know you're a hater on the collision commentary, but when JR came when JR came out at this last collision, dude, Nigel McGuinness stood up, shook that motherfucker's hand, pulled his chair out. A real goddamn gentleman.
Yeah, I wrote it in my notes. Yeah,
right.
Because he's a fucking kiss ass.
No, he's not, bro. He's
so like when
I'm gonna tell you,
JR's not there, he's over here talking shit. Nah.
I'm gonna tell you some dirt
there,
sheet shit after about.
Nah.
I'm gonna tell you some dirt sheet shit after about Nigel that's gonna just make your blood boil. Anyways,
I swear to God, no, tell me now.
Okay, so apparently Nigel McGuinness is trying to get cleared for a match for All Out, all in London, all in London.
Wait, he was the fucking bald guy in WWE, right?
No, he's always
who was he in WWE?
Nigel McGuinness. Same
Even
name.
when he was in WWE.
Yeah, bro, same name. He was just commentary on NXT UK and in NXT for a while before NXT UK was a thing.
No, he wrestled in WWE at first.
Nope. I don't think he ever made it.
Look it up.
I'm looking it up right now. He's just just an ROH alumni. Yeah. And McGuinness, he was signed as a fucking commentator and stuff. He never wrestled for WWE, bro. They would never clear him either. Crazy, hey?
Was he someone's manager?
No, he only ever did commentary.
Oh.
In 2016.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, when they were signing up all the indie guys, they signed him up as a commentator for NXT UK, and everyone shit their pants. Actually, for NXT originally, and then they expanded to UK, and he just naturally went over there. Either way, though, I think we're also coming up around the time where William Regal soon will be allowed to appear on WWE television as well, like contractually. He had some shit in his deal where Tony's like, okay, I'll let you go, but you just can't appear on TV for like a year or something.
You can't be on TV.
Wait till Regal comes back as GM on like Raw or SmackDown or like there needs to be GM. Wait till it's Pierce versus Regal. Wait till he shows up and just knucks Pierce in the fucking face with some knucks, dude. Oh, I can't wait. Up next, the United States Championship match: Santos Escobar versus Austin Theory, or so we think. So Austin Theory beat the fuck.
Yo, man, what the fuck?
Out of Escobar. I'm gonna tell you what they're doing here. I'm gonna literally tell you what they're doing here. But the Theory beats up Escobar, and he's fucking injured, man. He can't come to the ring, presumably Theory, and so he can't participate in the match. and somehow Rey Mysterio goats him, and Adam Pearce somehow just like, all right, even though to certain people he goes, we earn title shots, but then it's fucking Rey. He's just like, all right, you get the title shot.
I hate that motherfucker,
Yeah,
dude. He's the fucking worst.
Get out of here. And so he's just an inconsistent character too. It's just inconsistency. It's like
he's literally the worst thing in years.
So
I'd rather have the laptop.
Yeah. A laptop, the Michael Cole GM laptop. They make the match, so it's Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory, and Rey Mysterio beats Austin Theory and wins the United States title. It ended Theory's 258-day run, nearly a year. And this match was not, again, like they didn't burn the fucking house down. And everybody online is saying, like, you know, they must have given up on Austin Theory and this and that. And I have a theory on this, pun intended, but people are saying they've given up on Austin Theory and Austin Theory's buried. And why would they go with Rey? And they don't, what's going on? Why would they just da-da-da-da-da? So, Hairline, what are your thoughts on this match? And what are your thoughts? Give me your thoughts on all this. And then I'm going to tell you what they're doing.
So it started with Theory coming out after he beat him up. He picked up the mic and whatnot, and he was like, "I'm sorry, guys. Now you don't get to see the champ defend his belt tonight." And Graves was all like, "It's okay, champ. We forgive you." That popped me pretty hard. Yeah, man. So I don't know. I guess what I like most in this is fucking the ending where like Rey went to 619 him, and he literally just scooped him and took him out of the ropes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fucking it was hilarious. That was a good way to like reverse a fucking 619, bro. Yeah, I guess Rey's champ.
What do you think about it? Like, what are you in the camp of like, oh, because there's everyone's online's like, I can't believe they did that. They just gave up on Theory, even though everyone was shitting on Theory. But a lot of people were like, good, they don't see nothing in him. I told y'all all this stuff. So what is your opinion on all of that? Do you think it was the right call to take the title off him?
What are they doing with him?
Well, I'll tell you. This is what I believe they're doing. This is what I think they're doing. Ready? I think that right now we're in an era of WWE where every belt, other than like the women's belts, because they've never been respected and they always jump around. They're other than Rhea Ripley's, and this is why they're doing it with the women's title and the women's tag title, is because Rhea Ripley's going to hold her belt forever. She's the most over female in the business, period. Possibly will go down as one of the GOATs of all time. She will be on like the top 5 of all time.
And
right? So
what faction does she belong to?
The Judgment Day. And so
goddamn right. And who runs Raw?
The Judgment Day.
And technically, who's the fucking most dominant?
And who's the face of NXT? The Judgment Day.
Correct.
Anyway, so now that Hairline's done marking out, the women's titles get jumped around a bunch, and they're going to continue to do that while Rhea goes on some reign. I'm not going to say anyone will ever break the Fabulous Moolah's record, but that's the first ever belt, that World Heavyweight title. She's the first recipient and winner of that inaugural World Heavyweight Women's title or World Women's title. She will hold that belt for a fucking Hulk Hogan style unreachable record. She won't drop that belt for fucking... Yeah, you're gonna see her Jade Cargill. She's gonna go. She's gonna Roman Reigns with that belt. The other women's belts will get jumped around. Now let's look at the other titles. Austin Theory's almost held his for a year. We'll come back to that. We have Gunther, who's on the longest intercontinental reign of fucking. He's about to break all the records. We have Roman, who's about to break all the records. They're talking he's going to break San Martino's records. And then we have the world tag titles. We're on a record-setting run by the Usos, and that just ended, and now it's Zayn and Owens who have them, and who's going to beat them for that? This is going to be another lengthy reign with those tag titles, right? And then you look at Roman, he's got the forever reign. I think I said that. And then Seth is clearly, they're not going to just take the belt off him. He's way too over. We see what they're doing. They put him against Finn and Nakamura, and it's just like we predicted. He's going to be the fighting champion that defends his belt. It's a new belt. Rollins is going to hold that belt for a long ass time. What is the point I'm making? What is the point you're making, Phil? You might be asking.
Yeah.
This is the point I'm making. Austin Theory will this is what's happening. You can't just have every belt have the longest reign ever, and you can't just jumble the women's belts around. And Austin Theory's like what, 24, 25 years old or 26. It doesn't hurt him to lose the belt to Ray. And then at the pay-per-view, at Payback, when Austin Theory evokes his rematch clause, and then when Santos Escobar fucks Ray out of the belt and Theory wins it right back, and now he's a 2-time forever champ, and it doesn't hurt him at all, and he's still on this incredible run with the U.S. title because he's just going to win it right back from Ray. It doesn't hurt Theory at all, and what this will do is Escobar is going to out of nowhere at Payback fuck Ray out of the belt, and then Theory's going to win it back. Oh my God, and go back to his just barely weasel way. Just barely weaseling victories. Escobar is going to go full heel, and so is the LWO, or they're going to break off from the LWO or kick Ray out. And the reason I say that is because they need, with the bloodline being broken up, they need a hot heel faction on SmackDown. And not only that, the LWO were wearing like the black and white NWO, like they were teasing that already. They had shirts. Escobar was wearing a shirt of the black and white LWO logo, but like in the NWO logo. That's what's going to happen. At Payback, Escobar is going to fuck Ray out of the belt. Theory's going to win it right back. And then we're just going to go back to Theory going, see, I am the forever champ. I barely even lost my belt. Ray, Up next, what is the future of the bloodline?
All out of your system?
Yeah, so take us through this, man. Basically, this was good shit, pal. This popped a huge rating for SmackDown. People are trying to fucking hate and go, oh, the bloodline's so predictable. Popped huge fucking ratings again because sometimes even Breaking Bad has a predictable moment. You have to have predictable moments in
listen. First off, who predicted that Jay was quitting WWE?
Nobody did, but the funniest thing is we talked about earlier how Rikishi spoiled he's going to be a special ref, and all of the Joshua Fatu to AEW, Jay Fatu is all elite. Like that shit is so funny.
I love it. It's funny. That's super funny.
Yeah, but okay, take us through this whole promo. What did you like about this? And yeah, I don't know, continuing this story we all tune in for and love. I'll watch this shit every week.
Yeah, man. It was just like Roman was out there fucking being acknowledged. Then he was all like, Jimmy, I owe you one. And Jimmy was like, I didn't do it for you. And then Jay came out and he was basically like, Doug, I did this so you wouldn't become like him, referring to Roman.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah, story. It imploded quick, too. Roman started yelling at fucking Jay, like, how do you not get this yet, bro? Like, just fucking acknowledge me. And that's when Jay fucking snapped and he knee slapped him, and that was that. And then he knee slapped fucking Solo, and then he knee slapped fucking Jimmy. Then he quit. AEW confirmed.
So we know Rikishi's gonna be probably on TV in the next fucking week or two. There's only like 2 weeks till Payback, right? Something like that. So what? Nope. I don't know, man. What do you think happens with all that? He guest refs the match between his sons. I think the Usos are going to work this out. Everyone's like, how could they? Bro, I'm telling you, this is just like the natural step is, oh, Jimmy now is the one who's on Roman's side indefinitely. Like that's the obvious thing. Each brother takes a turn doing that. But Solo's going to get involved too because he's also Rikishi's son. Do you think he spikes his daddy or what?
You would think, right? I don't know though.
Or what if Rikishi?
He reminds me the most of Rikishi.
He does, yeah. What if Rikishi? What if the finish is this though? Jay's about to pull it off, right? And then Rikishi fucking super kicks or fucking Samoan drivers Jay, and then Jimmy covers them for the win. And then Rikishi's like, look, I agree with your brother. Like, Jay, I don't want to see you become Roman. Like, you don't, it's not.
And then super kicks him.
Like, during the match, like, Jay's got it in the bag. He's about to win it. He's about to beat Jimmy. Boom. Rikishi super kicks him. And then fucking Jimmy splashes him. Pins him, and then Rikishi, and then the next week, Rikishi goes, son, we all tried to tell you. That's why do you think I was put in this match? I have to ensure not that it was a fair fight, but that you don't win. Like I acknowledge, you must acknowledge your tribal chief. Like Roman puts food on the table for all of us. That'd be so good. Wouldn't that be good, bro?
Yeah, we got so many. We got so many months left in this. It's great. Dude, it's literally like if you pull up the dictionary and you look up the definition of longevity, it is a picture of the bloodline.
And then just wait till like we get. I want the women. I want the females of the family to start getting involved, though. I want Tamina
Yeah,
Snuka.
you
I
say, I
want
know,
Nia
yeah, the
Jax.
fucking
I
whatever's
say it
gonna
every
fucking,
time. I
yeah,
want Ava
say
Raine,
the tag team. Yeah, you do.
the Anoa'i Flowers, man.
Yeah, there
I
it
want them
is.
all in there. I want them in there just running the women's division and going, look, like, and you can't tell me like
Well, I got some bad
If
news
Rhea
for you, but
Ripley can
yeah,
slam.
no, yeah, the women's division belongs to Rhea Ripley,
I
but
was just gonna say though, if Rhea Ripley can fucking power slam dudes through tables and shit, then you can't tell me Nia Jax and Tamina
yeah,
can't
Nia
show up
Jax.
together and beat the fuck out of fucking Jay one Raw, and then Roman go like help, and then Roman goes, yeah, like look, the bloodline runs deep, and then they just start whooping women's asses and shit too. You know, I like why not do it? Nia Jax apparently coming back. And some people try and go to like they're not even fully. Blah, 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 blah. So shut the fuck up. You know, unless you're Samoa Joe, you're related to the family. You know, in some
Yeah,
way.
why is
You
he the
know,
only one?
I don't
Yeah, he's
know, dude. He's
literally the
well,
only one.
because that's the thing. Who broke it down? Like Tama Tonga broke down how he is sort of cousins by marriage or something to Roman and shit or something, but they have the connection through Haku. Like, isn't Haku related to the fucking Wild Samoans, but he's also a Tongan and he's related to Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. So they're also like Bad Luck Fale is Tongan. He's not related to them at all. And then Samoan Joseph isn't related to the family either, and I don't know why. But yeah, dude. So
Because
SmackDown to
he,
me was the
Samoa Jeff.
shits other than the Bloodline stuff and LA Knight. Yeah,
Fuck off. Go, dude. Go watch a Swerve Strickland match. I think
I
you'll
will.
feel
I'd
better
love
with a little
to.
bit of
I'd
fucking
love to. I'd love
Prince
to.
Nana, Prince Nana
I
interference.
love Prince Nana. I love Swerve Strickland.
Not AEW collision from Greensboro.
So AEW was broadcast live from the historic Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina, and Nigel McGuinness and Ian Riccaboni, yeah, were the broadcast team. The reason is because Kevin Kelly goes over to do like Japan and shit. He does New Japan. I think they just had the G1 Climax. Shout out Naito, who just won. Yes. So Tony Schiavone was in the ring to interview Ricky Starks that day. Yeah, Schiavone tells Starks that he's been banned from wrestling AEW for 30 days for attacking Steamboat. Yeah, I don't know. Starks just cut a really good promo, and he's a way better heel than Babyface, and I really like this shit. It was a strong start to the show. Starks to the moon that day. What did you think?
I thought it was kind of dumb that he was suspended but cutting promos. Like
Yeah,
it was all like, well, pretty light punishment there, Tony.
but at least it's like a
And
rule
then
for attacking a ref, though. At least it's like, hey, Mox, you brought out an you got, hey, Buck. I don't know, man. It's just like you bring out an exploding boot and almost kill someone with a fork. You're suspended, you know? At least this is like you're not allowed to
yeah,
wrestle for 30 days due to your attack. So you don't get paid or something. I don't know. But you are right. It's like, why is he there even, you know? But sorry, go ahead.
right.
So, yeah.
Fucking overachieve and have an ass. Yeah, man, but fucking Starks is just like, I'm looking for a manager's license. I'm gonna get a manager's license, but it was all like, whatever. But yeah, man, kind of like what you said though. Excellent mic skills, fucking top tier mic skills. He's gonna be phenomenal in WWE. Yeah,
Yeah. So up next, we had the acclaimed Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, and they took on the Iron Savages, Bronson and Boulder. I like these guys, man. I liked when they were Bear
yeah,
Country.
Klein. Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, dude, Bear
Shit.
Country. They're these guys, and they just like both shaped up. They both just like
Yeah,
took
from
their bodies real serious. And
OG AEW.
yeah, so I've always liked these guys. I've always thought they've deserved a bit more of a push. I always thought in WWE they'd be, I don't know, pushed to the moon. Daddy. I think they're a little too old though, so WWE don't looking at them. But
Age
did
doesn't
they?
matter, Daddy. Yeah.
But yeah, so he comes out with
Yeah,
fire.
of
Anyway,
course.
so this match was okay, but pretty much like
For a fucking
listen,
for fucking for the acclaim versus enhancement talent, this was far too long,
it was.
and it fucking the enhancement talent was getting way too older. You know,
Yeah, bro.
I don't know.
Because
That's just my opinion, though.
I don't know, those guys just seem like they shouldn't even be enhancement talent. It seems like they should be squashing enhancement talent themselves. Well, keeping them separate and building those monsters up so your tag champs have some monsters to fucking beat one day, or whatever. I don't know. That's just me. Call me old school, but either way, I feel like when those guys get put in, I feel like that's Tony Khan being like, "Okay, Punk, and we're gonna
Come on.
what do you want to do? What do you want to do today? We're gonna let you pick. Actually, I just want to use these guys. Can you figure out where to put them?" I feel like that's when we get those
Hey,
random little
Booker, can can Adam come to the venue? Can Adam come to the venue to shoot a video
It's
package?
funny because
Is
Tony
that
Khan is a little punker, like a little dude who like grew up watching punk and shit. It's so funny to me. I just think it's
Punk?
hilarious.
Punk, is that okay?
So Lexi
Eh,
Nair was backstage with the Bang Bang Gang and
Oh
Jay
shit!
Jay White.
Wow.
I don't know. These guys are just spitting venom, spitting money. They're money, baby. They're money, daddy. I can't say enough good things about BCG. I blow them every fucking show. I love Collision, man. This is my favorite show. Each thing is like, yes, more of this. So the guns are great too, man. And they're just you let Juice and Jay rub off on them, and we went from being like, what are they
Right.
doing with Jay White to being like Bullet Club Gold's some of the best. I look forward to them every fucking week, man. Good shit,
Yeah, they
pal.
saved it. Yeah, so they were just talking about the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks definitely don't have the right to call themselves the Elite, and they sure as fuck don't have the right to call themselves the greatest brother tag team of all time,
Yeah,
especially when tag teams like the Usos exist.
that
So
is true, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true. Up next, we had TBS champion Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. It'll be great. I figured it all out. I figured it all out. We'll defend the TNT championship on TBS and Dynamite, and we'll defend the TBS championship on TNT and Collision. It'll be great.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So what's going on with I don't know, their whole title situation? I just really think they should just go split the rosters, especially if Punk's like, these guys can't come here. Split the rosters up. What the fuck are you doing? Like, just hard split them and
Well, yeah,
compete and see what
I
happens,
just is it okay if Adam comes here and
And how
does his
funny,
video
how funny
package?
CM Punk's like, yeah, Matt Hardy can't come, but Jeff,
No.
you're cool. Jeff, you can come, bro.
They
You're cool. We made money together back in the day, dude. You're cool.
did though, man.
They did.
That was a great fucking
And it was
feud,
like a
dude.
work, shoot, work, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
dude.
just I can see it in my head right now. Fucking Jeff Hardy was standing in the crowd on that fucking pillar. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah,
Man,
dude.
fuck yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah,
TBS
dog.
champ Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. Yeah, love both of them versus Diamante and Mercedes Martinez. Yeah. Now Martinez, I think I'm not gonna shit on her. She is she's not as good as people give her praise for, but fuck is she good in a tag team like this. And I love Diamante. Diamante is like one of the real girls to me. Like every time I see her, I'm like, more Diamante, because I don't know, she's real. She doesn't have boo boo face. Whether she's winning or losing, she fucking works, man. I think she gets often overlooked as like, I don't know, someone who should be featured more, at least as an enhancement talent. But anyways, I like all these women involved. I'm not sitting here going, this was the best match of all time, but it was okay. These are four women I want to see
Yeah.
wrestle. What were your thoughts on this match?
So they went. The following match has a 20-minute time limit, and I skipped it because I'm not sitting through a goddamn 20-minute fucking
Bro,
women's
just
match.
because they say there's a 20-minute time limit doesn't mean it's going to go 20
It's
minutes.
gonna be how long? How long was the match?
I can't, dude. I'm not going to sit here and it was
Okay,
like 8 minutes,
okay.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, it
Oh,
was 20, but it was fucking like, I can't tell you off the top of my head, but it was
done.
like, I would say around like
I
6 to 8 minutes.
I just sat through a fucking 62-minute fucking acclaimed versus fucking Bear Country match. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting through a fucking these women that I'm not invested in. You know,
Right. So
Jesus.
so Lexi Nair's backstage with Tony Storm, and Tony Storm, we were talking about the pros and cons. I can't remember if it was this episode or the last, but we were talking about, listen, man,
Yeah,
Tony Storm losing the belt is the drizzling shits. Yeah, it was earlier this show when we were reviewing Dynamite. And they did all this just so Saraya can pin Hikaru Shida and get her belt back. Here's the whole thing, is that Tony Storm, if she didn't lose the belt, we would never get this character work she's doing now. It's so good.
yeah, the
Damsel
new,
in
yeah.
distress, stressed out, pretty girl. She's like wearing her fucking lingerie, can't even get dressed to go to work, just like in her jammies, like fucking crying and like, oh, moping. And just, God, she's going to Hollywood, bro. Like get her like she's gonna be in a
I
movie
like.
before long. Sorry, I'll let you go on, but I just want to say this. I think maybe we could get a Tony Storm Saraya feud maybe out of this potentially. But what I do like is that Tony Storm was like interviewed and she's staying in character. Because like she's not big on social media. She just posts her hot pics, bro. She's not talking about Lou Fisto and shit. You don't hear Tony Storm piping up. She doesn't give a fuck about any of that stuff. You can tell. And so
Well, speaking of Lou Fisto, I was gonna say it's kind of interesting because fucking Tony called the girls there a bunch of backstabbing little girls. And it's like that's basically what Lou Fisto said. You know, she's
right.
almost quoted it.
Right. And Tony Storm, and that's a great point you bring up, to add to what I was saying. She's been silent in all this and she doesn't really fuck around social media. But what's awesome is that she was asked about, oh, All In is going to London and da da da. And Tony Storm kept kayfabe and was like, I don't know why it has to be in London. I wish it was somewhere closer. Like I'm fucking dreading going there, you know? So good, man. I love Tony Storm. She's so over with me. She went her first AEW title run. I was like, it's so uninspired and it just isn't it. And then now
Yeah, she
she's
won
like
me
the
over.
most over girl
Yeah,
with me and it's all because of the Outcasts. If the Outcasts never became a crew, we would have never got to this point, man. And I knew I saw it from the start. I was like, I like this Outcast shit. It's gonna lead to good shit for all these girls here. So, but this
that'd be
fatal
great.
four-way nonsense is bullshit. But
Yeah, so
either way,
let's
Storm
get
basically is like
together.
Storm's like my girl Saraya is in the match, which means no funny business. I'm gonna get a fair fight because the other girls are in trouble. But we're gonna see Saraya. She's gonna pull Storm. She's gonna eke out the win, and then Storm's gonna be jealous, and we're gonna see the Outcast start to break up here, and we're gonna get a Storm Saraya program, I believe. And good, they're the two best girls probably in the company. You know. Up next, the Ring of Honor World TV Champion Samoa Joe takes on
Samoa
a
Joseph.
jobber Andrew Everett, and Samoa Joe. I love fucking. He's my favorite. I think he's like my favorite wrestler right now. Here's the thing: he's the only guy I will tolerate walking around with a fucking Ring of Honor title on his shoulder. Why isn't he your TNT champ instead of Luchasaurus? Just feels weird to me. But it's just let's keep a belt on Joe and keep him happy type shit. Like I don't know what the whole thing with that is, but he's the only guy I'll tolerate walking around with a fucking ROH belt where I'm not gonna fucking laugh at it because he'll beat the fuck out of anybody for that belt. Samoa Joe beats the fuck out of Everett, crushes him, rocks him with a lariat, chokes him out. My name's Samoa Joe, and I stand here as your now and forever king of television. Shout out Twisted Metal with Anthony Mackie. Joe
Sweet tooth, you fucking noob.
Samoa Joe says,
Wow.
yo, your real world champion's acting like a real bitch right now. Yeah. And yeah,
Yeah.
Joe's like, I gave you the courtesy of asking. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna convince you, punker.
Touche.
So it's Punk versus Joe at Wembley. You know, they could have did a lot more to build up to this, but cool, I guess.
Dumb.
You know, it's
Dumb.
just a mark
Dumb.
fucking
No. No. We don't need this. Okay. We need this like we need fucking Will versus Kenny.
but this is
You
a
know?
trilogy match that we do need, right? Like we do
We
need to see
no
it at one
right
point,
now.
but not at
Right
this
now.
point.
Exactly.
Right.
It's
It's like,
fucking dumb. Hey, you
yeah.
know we real great? I think at Wembley we'll do CM Punk versus Samoa Joe again. Is that okay, guys? Yeah? All right, cool.
And then just the fact
You guys
that
got
like Punk's the
30
real
minutes.
world champion, and then Joe's the TV champion. He's just squashing jobbers every week, and then Punk's just fucking. He's in like these angles with Starks and everything, and all. I don't know, man. You'd think like, why didn't they just do Punker and Starks for the real world title with Ricky Steamboat as the guest ref at Wembley? Wouldn't that have just made more sense? I don't really. And then Starks
No,
can't wrestle. Hold on though. Starks can't wrestle for 30 days. So then is
no.
he not allowed to wrestle at Wembley? They have Wembley coming up in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So he's not he doesn't have a match? Like what the
uh,
fuck is
I
going
guess
on here,
not. No,
dude?
no.
You know?
Um,
God.
it's called. I rate my shows the day of.
This is like Vince Russo shit, bro. You know, it's really like so next
Yeah,
Christian Cage
bro.
and,
So
and
what
the
we're trying to
TN
do here, bro, is he can't wrestle for 30 days, bro.
and I tried to tell him all the time. We don't care
And
about
Tony.
wrestling, bro. Anyways,
Yeah,
shout out Vince
that's
Russo.
that in a nutshell.
Christian
No,
Cage
not shit stain. Shit stain. I hope you stub your toe. Jesus.
It's funny. You were calling me a mark for fantasy booking my invasion angle. And
Yeah, how quickly I just fucking like jump
there's
default.
a
I
they just put
default.
up
I
on
default.
the Kayfabe Commentaries YouTube channel. Shout them out. They just uploaded disc 1 and 2 of Jim Cornette doing his booking his invasion angle. And actually he shouts Russo out on it. He's like, "We speak now." This is from
Yeah,
years
but
ago though.
here you go with your biased fucking news again.
No, I'm just saying what I
What do you
watched last night.
pro?
That's what I
What,
listened to while I
no,
was
what
editing.
did you would you name it Pro Wrestle Times because you want to be a news? You think you're the news?
Yeah,
Huh?
I love when people say that shit. And shout out that dude. I don't have X pulled up, but shout out that dude. Some dude
Formerly known as
quote
Twitter.
tweeted us and fucking was like, no, like own. I don't know. He was using our tweet to like own people, I guess. Cause I just did 2 minutes of research on the Lacey Evans thing.
Ugh.
And this shit was getting like 30K impressions, hundreds of likes. Every time I look on fucking X, I got a bunch of notifications. I'm like, word, shout out that dude, thanks for fucking making us
Yeah, I
look
need to
cool,
log
I guess. I don't know, like, thanks. All I did was I just looked up Lacey's Instagram and went, no, she changed her name, but it's still, and her handle, but it still says WWE Superstar, and there's been no formal announcement. So is she released? I don't think she's released.
It's again where like what our content is just our natural conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was all like, "Hey, I heard Lacey got released," and you were like, "Let me confirm."
Yeah,
you
let
know?
me just dive in and I'll fucking
Yeah,
figure it out as if I can.
yeah.
And if anyways,
Right.
guys,
We would have
so
done that. My bad.
no. You're right. We would have done that regardless, like whether we were recording or not, whether it was for the show or not.
Right.
So next up, we had Christian Cage and the TNT champion Luchasaurus. They come out to the ring. Christian just does his thing, man. There's a lot of second bests to come out of North Carolina. Michael Jordan isn't the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm way better than Flair. And Arn Anderson comes out with Brock Anderson. I'm always gonna enjoy Arn. I'm always gonna enjoy Brock. They set up this match here, and I don't know, man. Brock is really good. I'm not gonna be like he's light years ahead of where he should be, but I just think you put that boy in NXT and him and Pillman, and you have Natty manage them or something. I don't know, bro. There's some shit going on there. You could they got Rex Steiner and fucking Braun Breaker in NXT. You got some old WCW type. Apparently there's rumors like WWE are throwing around the idea like possibly a new NWO type thing as well, like bring back some of these old factions.
Did Sean Ross Sapp tell you this?
I don't know, but like if you're gonna do any of those, I say just do a version of the Horsemen. You got it right there. You got Charlotte Flair. She could lead Brock. Woo! How much does it cost to buy Brock Anderson out of his fucking contract and get Arn back in the fucking WWE, bro?
And put him with Cody.
Dude.
How good would that be? Oh,
dude.
How dare you?
Oh my God, though. Oh my God, though. Like you're making me mark out. Imagine like you got Steiner, Cody, fucking Charlotte, you got Brock, you got Pillman.
Arn to WWE confirmed.
Yeah,
you better bring that fucking Waffle House.
Pro Wrestle Times. The news told you. We're the Times, bro. We told you.
Yep. I got a couple of things to say here. It's fucking stupid that Darby's gonna start feuding with Peeps.
Oh right, I just skipped over that.
Swerve.
Yeah. I thought Darby has this thing with Swerve. Why has he got this thing now? They're just gonna we're gonna put the TNT belt on him.
That'd be great. And here's the best part. This is why we had to go back. Arn called fucking Luchasaurus a sea monster.
Yeah, dude.
Phenomenal.
But this match was okay, right? Like Lucha works more big style and Brock's okay, but I think it went just squish Brock or don't. Like,
well, okay, so I don't know, man. Is Collision Rampage now?
Anyways, though, so Hobbs calls out the Redeemer Miro. We'll just jump ahead, man. Fuck all that Darby shit. Okay, Hobbs comes out. He's fucking, because this pissed me off. This was their chance to go, no, it's the Book of Hobbs. I'm doing my thing. He calls out Miro. Now either Miro or Hobbs has to lose. So like, fuck you, fuck you, And Miro should be international champion. Miro or Roosh should be international champion. I don't know what the fuck anybody's doing here. Miro comes out, and then the QT guys fucking beat the shit out of Miro.
Hold on.
And then QT Marshall wins a fucking title in CMLL. Who does QT have dirt on?
I haven't seen much Roosh. You know what I'm saying?
And they just put Camarado back with Aaron Solo. Sorry, I just can't get over how stupid this. So Camarado's just randomly back with Aaron Solo again in the QTV boys. What the fuck is going on?
Actually, actually keep on going on about how stupid this fucking show is.
This was done. This is the part that pissed me off. Sorry, what were
Yeah,
you
I
saying
the
though?
whole
What
thing.
what were you saying? You were talking about Rouge.
Um,
Let's talk about Rouge. I
yeah,
like
so
Rouge,
I haven't seen much Rouge. You know what I'm saying? And I have to say his physique's impressive, dog.
dude.
So yeah,
El Toro Blanco.
I was
That's my
slightly
fucking guy.
I was slightly invested in this until
Yeah,
they fucking ruined it with QT bullshit. You
it's
know, I was
just
like, oh, guess what? Uninvested. Poor Miro.
it's main event
Gruesome day
time.
to come
It's
back.
main event time. Big money, big pop. Every fucking collision feels like a big main event feel, dude. It brings me back to like the territories daddy, even though I wasn't there for
I
that.
don't know what you're talking
It just when I watch that old shit of just when I go back and have watched in my years, I've just gone back and watched like weeks upon weeks of old territory shit, even old NWA shit. And
God. Oh God. This is gonna be great because I'm gonna go the sit down spot and you're gonna go, listen here, this is why it worked this time. And you're gonna fucking go on for 5 minutes. I'm like a little
um
sick. And then
but
I see
we
your
but
brain
this
turning
match right
already.
here, man, this just reminded me of like an old school 6 man fucking obviously they do the modern shit. But this was like, dude, if you're gonna have a 6 man division, this is how you do 6 man tags. The fucking House of Black were forced to do real 6 man trios tag shit. Here's something else I'm gonna go off on. Motherfuckers who get mad at trios division. No, dude, that's what the word that makes the most perfect sense is trios division.
Yeah, you make it work.
Dude, it makes the most perfect sense, bro. 6 man tag doesn't make sense because tag team, oh, you're the 6 man tag champions. Okay. Do you have a team of 6 people who tag? Oh, is there 6 of you? Oh, there's 6 all people in the match. No, bitch. Tag team just means tag team. You're 2 people who tag in and out,
No,
right? That's
bitch.
implied. Trios, it should be called the Trios Tag Team Division, which I think it is. It shouldn't just be, or trios, I guess, works too, but trios is how you encapsulate. No, you're a trio of three people on a team. That's all I'm saying.
Have
It
you
makes the
tweeted this
most sense. So
before?
so many people bury that, and it's like, no, whatever. Maybe that's rude of me, but it's just like, no, that's actually the
Wow.
fucking language you use for that. Anyways, though, the AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR and the Real World Champions CM Punk, CMFTR, yeah, take on the trios champions, the House of Black, Brody
You
King, Buddy Matthews, and
skipped
Malachi
some
Black.
shit.
Well, I'm just setting up the match, brother. I'm about to get there. You're gonna do it. You're gonna
Can you
step up.
address what happened?
You're gonna
Can
step
you
on my
address what happened before the match?
you're gonna step on my lead, brother. You're stepping on my
No.
comeback. As good old JR
Can
would
you?
say, hairline, you're stepping on my
You son
comeback.
of a fucking bitch.
You're
All
stepping
right,
on my
whatever. I'm
comeback.
sorry. Fucking out. Sorry, guys. I'm out.
Yeah, so they
I'm gonna
took
hit the
on the House
bong.
of
Hold
Black,
on.
Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black. But first, good old JR joins the commentary team for the match.
Thank you.
And as Jim Ross comes out, Nigel McGuinness stands up, gives the man his due, shakes that motherfucker's hand. And I'm so happy. I'm praying for you every day, JR. Just hope you stay healthy, brother. You bless us more than we deserve, even doing one match. If you came out for the
Hey,
main event of every pay per view, I'd be happy. But the fact you treat us to Collision right before every main event, good old JR comes out. Yeah, this is the best goddamn show in wrestling. So
uh,
this match was awesome, though. This reminded me like old territory shit, as I was saying. I love both of these teams. Now, House of Black, we give them shit for the shitty House of Black rules, but since they abandon it, I'm going, this is good stuff, man. And Malachi Black and CM Punk, they trained together at Duke Rufus MMA. They have in the past. And they have really good chemistry. The crowd popped insanely when they got in the ring together. And that's a match I'm looking forward to in the future. Malachi versus Punk for the real world title, Dede. I don't know, man. This is another great fucking main event for Collision. They always peak in their main event. I don't know, man. This is my show that I like to tune into. Besides obviously WWE. So, anyways, fucking House of Black won. They defended their titles. What did you make of this event or this main event here?
so like I told you off pod, they did that little sit down spot, and I was all like, "This is fucking stupid." I don't give a shit about the revival. I barely care about CM Punk right now. I sure as fuck don't care about the House of Black. Yeah, man. So I was just, like I told you with the fucking the Willow match. only so many hours in the day, dog. I know you're gonna go. This is why the spot works. Blah blah blah. And I'm willing to hear you out. It's not like that, But just for me, man, like I got better things than watching fucking Zelina Vega's mark ass husband live out his Bray Wyatt spooky shit with CM Punk.
Yeah, well, there was no Bray Wyatt spooky shit in this at all. And then, and not only that, no, the sit down spot, you just went hard on it off podcast. And I just responded saying, dude, it actually worked for me. Like that was like one of the only times I went, okay. Like, okay, when Malachi was in WWE and then he'd springboard off the rope, like if he'd knock the guy to the outside
Yeah,
and then he'd
I know.
fake a
Yeah.
dive, do the backflip and sit down. I always like that because I was like, okay, he's just like fucking around being cocky doing a head game, right? But when they just do the sit down and slap each other, I think that shit's so fucking stupid. But the sit down thing worked here because it was just hairline's gonna get triggered. The sequence leading up to that, the sequence of moves, the series of moves. Because what other word is it, right? The sequence of moves. Like even if it was MMA, I'd go the sequence of moves he used to get to that position. That's what you'd call it. So like it was like Punk went for his head kick, Malachi blocked it, Malachi goes for his black mass wheel kick, and then Punk sits down to avoid it, and then that's when and like Punk's known for doing the sit down promo fucking thing. So then that's when Malachi sits down to like play his little head game. And then they didn't just slap each other. Everyone else got in the ring. They immediately got up and squared off. And then they all started duking it out. I don't know. That's just like people being, if you can believe, if Ric Flair can do the Flair flop and you don't turn it off, you can't turn it off for that. That was less egregious than a Flair flop. I've seen people in the gym, bro, go duck a head kick and fucking fall on their ass. Like it's not, or eat a teep kick and fall back on their ass and sit there for a moment. It's not unbelievable to me. So I don't know. I like this. I thought they have such good chemistry together, and their strikes and like the barely ducking the strikes just looked very. I like guys who lay their shit in, and all of these guys lay their shit in. When Buddy Matthews and Malachi are doing knees and shit and kicks, they're fucking laying them in. Kenny doesn't even touch his knees in America. He came back from Japan. He doesn't even touch people with his knees anymore. Kenny Omega, right? And then you see like Matthews or Malachi doing big knees, and you see like Brody King, he lays his shit in. FTR, they lay their shit in. Punk lays his shit in. It's good work, man. This is wrestling. If I could watch these guys like Bullet Club Gold, all the guys on this show, if I could just watch them all the time on AEW, I'd be in heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing is like the spooky shit's only wrestling like this because they're wrestling fucking the revival and CM
So I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining. There's been no spooky shit for like 2-3 weeks. They didn't even do the spooky graphics in the background. Punk's like, nope. And here's some news that came out too today. Punk got in an argument with Jack Perry because Jack Perry wanted to do some shit on Collision with some broken glass backstage to be like hardcore and do some broken glass shit. And they got in an argument, and Punk was like, no, you're not doing that on the show. Like you're not doing that here. So Punk has like, people are like, he doesn't have authority. Dude, listen, Punk,
clearly,
this is his show. TK gave him this show to play out his goddamn contract. And that's how they're keeping everyone happy. And that's how Punk is, according to the network, they're saying they were asked about all the Punk drama, and the dude from the network said Punk is indispensable. He's an invaluable asset to the network and their whole company. So like they don't get it, right? Like the Bucks got paid these NBA level contracts, not because of their ratings, not because of anything they're doing, because if Tony Khan lost them to WWE or to New Japan again, or wherever the fuck they'd go, it would be the biggest slap in the fucking face ever to AEW. Like it would be humiliating for him. He can't ever lose those AEW guys now.
Yeah, you saw crying in the ring over Cody.
Dude. But yeah, so you're not feeling Collision. I'm not feeling Dynamite. I'm feeling Collision. This SmackDown I wasn't feeling. What else are we talking about, Hairline? What else do we got on the docket?
That's the show, dog.
That's the show. Okay, guys, that's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you check us out on all social medias at Pro Wrestle Times. On TikTok, we're PWT Podcast, or both. We're both. But PWT Podcast is the way more active one. Check us out on YouTube, though, at Pro Wrestle Clips, dude. We're above from, I believe we can go live, and we were talking about off pod every Saturday. We're going to set it up and tell you guys more set in stone. but we're going to do a live show like every morning. It's going to be a morning live show streamed directly to YouTube, where you guys can interact with us live. We always premiere our YouTube videos, but that's just so we can get live chat going. And so you guys, it just helps the algorithm, guys, you know.
Yeah, and I'm in there, you guys. So,
yeah, and Hairline's in there every time. So don't be afraid to, and Phil's in there too, but usually I'm sleeping when those shits come out. I'm a night hawk, right? I like to get my work done.
Yeah, I handle it. Yeah.
I sleep like 3-4 hours a fucking night, dude. I'm crazy, you know? So anyways.
Okay, Elon.
Yeah, it's not healthy, but it's natural for me. I don't know what I need. If I get 5 hours, I'm good. Even if I was drinking,
Mark
you know. But Mark
Zuckerberg, I'll fight you. 5 hours when you're drinking, that's fucked.
I don't drink a lot, but when I do, I sleep even less. Guys, listen, we're not getting off the rails here. Thanks so much for listening. Check us out at Pro Wrestle Times. Make sure you check us out on Patreon. Shout out our patrons: Russ Paxson, Reggie Rodriguez, aka Ricky Ricardo, and Ashy. Patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times, and join our fucking Discord, please. I work so hard on it. Phil out. Yeah, Hairline out.
Pod out. Most of all. Stranger Things in.